So I think, again, you're probably going to be looking at a change of management. I think you have to look at a change of management, because how is this management team going to be able to lead through this? And by the way, what is this management team doing by allowing its marketing department to go totally rogue and introduce things like the Tuck-It swimsuit? Now, if you're asking what is a Tuck-It swimsuit, let me see if I can play a little bit more of Alex for you, just because it's worth seeing it with your own eyes.
This is not, you guys see this? It's tuck friendly. You see?
I'm fast forwarding here. You can.
Thank you, Target. I just feel like I could run. I could exercise in this.
You know what? Alex, we appreciate you doing that, because somebody had to go in and see it. Somebody had to go in and try it on, so we knew what we were talking about. Of course, now the company finds itself at the top of the Apple iTunes chart with the song by Mr. Blow. The rap song is for Jado Blow, who's talking about how the company's targeting your kids.
Yeah. Digital shoppers. Yeah. There's a cleanup on every aisle. Target is targeting your kids.
Went all the way to number one, blowing right past Taylor Swift. That's when you know you have a problem. And yet, what's very telling and interesting is the analyst community is still afraid to say it. So the JP Morgan analyst came out. There's another analyst, as I said today, coming out downgrading the stock. And nobody actually talks about the elephant in the room, which happens to be the Tuck-It clothing and the stuff that was designed by the guy who also designed stuff like, oh, I've showed you this before, but let's see it again, shall we? This is some of his merchandise. Satan respects pronouns T. Didn't you just want to buy that? And then you have, oh, Satan loves you and respects who you are. You're important and valuable to the world. You deserve to treat yourself with love and respect. And now he's trying to tell us, no, that's just misinformation. I don't really like Satan. I'm not promoting Satan. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, it's there, okay? I think that clothing line has since been taken down. Maybe that's like an internet thing, like you're not supposed to sell that, or maybe it's just, he claims he was just overwhelmed with orders. I don't get it. But again, I go back to the point being, they breached that trust with their customer. And when you breach that trust, like, it's a very hard thing to get back. Very, very hard, which is going to lead me to talk about Fox and Tucker in just a moment. But before I do, just let's finish looking at this company, because the analyst community does not want to admit that it's actually the Tuck-It swimsuits and the other stuff that really got people upset. Instead, if you look at the reports, they're talking about all the economic headwinds. And I'm not disagreeing with that. I think that this is a company that is now facing sort of the trifecta of problems. They got a theft issue. The CEO said on the recent earnings call that they've lost like some $500+ million worth of merchandise because they have crime rings, organized crime rings that are stealing from their stores. Of course, okay? So you get that going on. And then you get the slowing economy and inflation and how people are not spending as much on discretionary items anymore. That's a big deal. Then you got the competition. So Walmart, their sales have been way up. They were up some 7%, while Target came in flat. So Walmart's just doing a better job, especially when it comes to managing its inventory, which is critical. I'm just guessing they've got a little leftover inventory of those Tuck-It swimsuits and those things to, restrain your chest. Unbelievable. So their inventory is a mess. The aisles are a mess. And the business itself is suffering. So all the analysts cite those things. But I would just say, okay, you got all that. And then you're the number one song on Apple iTunes. And it's all anybody's talking about. And nobody wants to go shop there anymore. And mothers feel like it's kind of like, well, hey, I got to take care of my family. I have this much money to spend. And I've always said mothers are the CFOs of their families. And they don't want to go and shop at Target and give dollars to a store that they fundamentally believe does not represent their values. And again, I think Americans are very compassionate and very giving and very welcoming and kind of libertarian in spirit. But when you push them this far, you're going to get pushed back. And the stock is going to continue going down.